So it's like everybody knows that there's some demarcation point where we won a project and when we're going to start committing resources to building it. And then there is some date at which we are mobilized to the job site. We're moving the first yard of dirt. we're in some way, we're doing something. And
Yeah.
there's all this stuff that has to happen in between. A contract has to get signed, materials have to get purchased, equipment has to get dispatched. We have to figure out the crews. We have to do all these things. And they did a fantastic job of mapping out that process. Now, Raymond's background, came from, a much larger company but he built it from a smaller company to a larger company. And he's an architect. That probably says everything you need to know about him. But he's an architect turned contractor. So he was very heavily on the project development side. So really even backing up prior to opportunity to award. So to him, everything about the project development is just a process. He had multiple people doing that, and it was a process. And so it was interesting for this company kind of 3 to 4, and this is where you can start to see where the stages are. They didn't have much trouble mapping out the award to start. They were able to sit there and put Post-its on the board and move them around and draw the lines and connect them, and with reasonable facilitation, they were able to really define the decisions that had to be made. And does it have to be a hard notice to proceed, or can it be a handshake from a really good customer? What's the escalation process? They didn't have much trouble with that. When we got into even a discussion of what you just described of the opportunity to award process, as like, here's some criteria and this is what we look at and this is how it ties to our strategy and all those things. It was like, well, there's a lot of variables, and it's just kind of, we kind of make that decision one off and we just kind of talk about it here and there. Totally good. And because all standards really start with an individual. They start with an individual going, yep, thumbs up, thumbs down. Problem is, it's a bit opaque. And what's interesting is now they're in between stage 4 and 5. They've continued to grow. They're, top line, bottom line, delighting customers, everything on their, contractor scoreboard is growing. And they're now back around and they have a very clear opportunity to award,
Mhm.
here's the criteria. And a lot of it was dusting off some of the things from 2015, early 2016, but now they actually have internalized it and they deeply understand it. And it's now a process more so than a person. And so
Right.
this is just a long way of saying you're right.